Hey, what's up, YouTube fans? I make a lot of videos talking about why I think that the concept of intelligent design doesn't actually make any legitimate contributions towards explaining anything, right? And yeah, it might seem like I'm a little bit overly obsessed with that topic, but it's something that I happen to take an interest in the topic, okay? But in any event, I oftentimes point out, right, how even though intelligent design as we know it and as they would give examples of is done by humans, which fundamental to our skillfulness in designing things is our brains, sensory organs, arms, and fingers, right? With the muscle and bone, nerves, all of that, right? Plays a fundamental role, right? In our skillfulness in designing things, right? It isn't just like some magical ability that just comes from nowhere. But then, okay, so this is what I wanted to specifically talk about in this video, right? Is so not only do they oftentimes, not give any specific ideas as to like the traits that the quote designer would have that makes it skillful in designing things, like physical traits. But then the main thing that they will focus on, right, as being an attribute that helps this thing to be able to do what it does is intelligence, right? But so see, the thing with that is, for starters, for one thing, intelligence is somewhat of an ambiguous term, somewhat open to interpretation, what particularly we consider to be denoting intelligence, right? So that's one thing. And also, intelligence, it really just refers to a set of skills, a set of abilities, right? But doesn't actually tell you anything about how the thing has these skills or how it has these abilities. And the thing is, with any phenomenon we observe and we're trying to explain, obviously the things which brought about the phenomenon had to have the ability to bring it out. That goes without saying, right? So like, it's not really like an explanation in of itself, though. Like, oh yeah, round of applause, you realize that the thing that caused the thing we're trying to explain had to have the ability to cause it. But I mean, that doesn't in of itself explain it. Anything that causes something to happen has to have the capacity to cause it to happen, but that is not in of itself an explanation, right? And we all observe the same phenomena, that we all acknowledge that the causes had to be things which had the capacity to bring about the effect. But that's not in of itself an explanation. Like if someone were to ask, why does the earth revolve around the sun? And if someone were to say like, oh, well, the explanation is that there's something that has the capacity to cause the earth to revolve around the sun, and that thing is causing it to happen, it would be like, well, yeah, but that's not actually explaining it, right? Or if we're trying to explain, why does lightning happen? And then if someone were to just be like, well, the explanation is that there has to be some things which have the capacity to make lightning happen, and then they cause lightning to happen. It would be like, well, that's not actually explaining how lightning happens. So it's not really actually making an attempt at like explaining the phenomenon we observe. Like to just say that like, oh, it's coming from something that has the ability to bring forth this effect. We all know that, but that isn't in of itself an explanation, and it is somewhat ambiguous and open to interpretation what we consider to be intelligence, right? Like, because is AI truly intelligent, or is it just mimicking intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence, because AI is not considered to be conscious, right? So some would say that it isn't truly intelligent then, but is just mimicking intelligence, right? Or is the immune system uh intelligent, right? Is the immune system like an intelligent thing, an intelligent being, because of how the immune system can adapt, not just like evolutionarily adapt, but it can in a sense like learn things and change in reaction to the environment. Does that make it intelligent, or is that not really true intelligence? It's somewhat open to interpretation what that would even mean. And to say that something is intelligent, you're just talking about the skill set it has, the abilities it has, which does not actually in of itself explain how the phenomenon came to be, right? Like, what is it that makes this thing have these abilities? What would it be that has these abilities? Why would that exist? It doesn't tell us any of that. We all observe the same phenomena, and we all agree that it has to be caused by things that have the capacity to cause it. But that is not in of itself an explanation. All right, that's all for now. See you guys.